Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. The channel name is Alba Stitcher. You can find me also on Instagram as Alba Stitcher as well. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch, the projects that I've been working on, if I have anything finished, and any purchases that I have made in the last 2 weeks. First of all, I hope you're all well. I'm doing okay. I hope lockdown life, you're surviving it. What I'll do is I'll do a little bit of a life update. Then I will go through what I have, which is some WIPs. I have a finish. I also have FFOs. I know, I will pause for silence as you all draw in breath. I have a little bit of a confession. It's not me who has FFO'd, but I still have them to show. I've also got some happy mail, some stitchy happy mail that someone sent me. And I have some stash that I have also purchased. And a little bit something special in there. But if you follow me on Instagram, you'll already have seen that. So how's everyone doing? Here we have a bit of a mixed situation with lockdown. We are starting to come out of lockdown, which means some of the schools are back, particularly the younger children. Some of the older children who need to do practical are back in school, but we still have this kind of age group which are either doing some sort of blended learning. In terms of shops, everything is still closed. We only have really essential shops open, so pharmacists, supermarkets, places like that. Still unable to go and get a coffee. I came back to Scotland on the 20th of December and I've basically only known lockdown. So I certainly miss going out and doing a bit of shopping, but fingers crossed it will be soon. They are talking about us opening up little by little, and hopefully by the 26th of April, I will be able to sort out the hair situation. That's what I'm hoping for. Until then, yeah, you'll probably see it tied up, a bit down, who knows. So yeah, I hope you're all well and surviving the situation. I did get my vaccine about 10 days ago or so. I went and I had my vaccine. Absolutely no problem. I had no reactions. I didn't feel anything. The whole setup was very smooth. It will be a number of weeks before I get my second one, but it was absolutely fine. So anyone who is maybe in two minds or unsure, I don't think there is anything to worry about. Let's get all vaccinated and then we can try and get back to some sort of other life rather than this life stuck at home. So yeah, that's the kind of main life update. I'm still working from home. Work is kind of kicking my ass, but it will be fine. It will be fine. I would also like to thank everyone for the lovely messages that I received after my last video. It was really nice that everyone's so thoughtful. I don't think people realise until you start engaging with other stitchers just how thoughtful and considerate they are. I'm fine. I will always be fine. But yeah, I had just a kind of rough time. Luckily, this week has been maybe not a million times better, but my ability to cope with it has improved. So that's good. So yes, thanks very much. It's greatly appreciated, particularly if I've had quite a stressful time and I'm not sleeping, and then someone somewhere different sends me a message. You feel it. It's lovely. Anyway, let's talk about stitching because that's why you're all here. I think we'll talk about WIPs first of all. So the first WIP, so my first work in progress, yeah. But somebody had used the word PIP. I'm not sure who it was, and I thought, oh, that's a new acronym, PIP, and that was Project in Progress. So maybe I will start adopting that. If I can remember who said it, I will very much give them recognition for using the word PIP. So PIP is Project in Progress. Now I have a bit of a confession. In my last video, I had said, oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish 2 of my WIPs. See, I can't even stick with it, but I'm going to finish 2 of my projects, and so then I can start all these other things. Well, I didn't. I did stitch on them, but I didn't finish them. So the first one I would like to show you is by the Scarlet House, and this is Morning Walk. Now, the last time you saw it, I am sure I hadn't done the grass along the bottom, and there was still bits of the flowers that you can't really see, but there is other bits stitched there. They're very pale. In real life, you can see them no problem, but on camera, you can't really see the fence or the flower here. But I've kind of carried on with that. I am quite now at the point, after only stitching on it for a few days, I'm now at the point I want to come back to it to try and stitch some more. There's my little cat needle minder. That reminds me so much of Alba, who is actually in the room with me just now, but she's, yeah, in bed. She's sleeping. So yeah, I'm not going to make the commitment that I will finish this by the next video, but this will get some love for sure. It's an enjoyable stitch, but it's like everything for me. I find it difficult just stitching on the same project, and I like to switch it up a little bit. So I put that to one side. I should tell you this is stitched on 32 count Helix by Picture This Plus, and this is my own conversion, which bears no resemblance to the original, but I'm quite happy with it. I have no problems with it. I'm quite happy with how it will turn out, and my plan will be to finish this as a pillow, maybe by 2024, you never know. So anyway, that was my first project that I worked on in the last 2 weeks, and if anyone is not familiar with the actual chart, here it is. Here is this one here, Morning Walk, and as you can see, my colours are not like that. So I have made some progress, and I'm still enjoying it, so that makes it good. I'll just put it back in its project bag. The next WIP that I worked on is my bird study. Now, I did quite a lot on bird study, and I was going to go for a finish on it. I really was. I was enjoying it. I'm just removing my chart, and I was stitching away, and then I just kind of thought, well, I've kind of had enough. So I put that to one side as well, but I will show you how much I did on it. So here we go. So this is bird study, and you can see the last time I had not touched this bird at all. So I stitched the whole bird and started on its egg, and I finished off, I think it was the swan's egg as well. So let me see, that seems, you can see there's not, that's it at the top and the bottom. So that's like the full size of it. And I am almost done. I'm not burnt out on this one yet, but I just want to finish the egg, do the other egg, and then just finish the final little bits. I am more hopeful that this one could be finished in the next 2 weeks. It's a really enjoyable chart, but as I say, when you just kind of feel it, it's not happening, then you have to stop. Because I stitch every day. Sometimes I don't stitch much, and other times I stitch quite a lot. But if I'm not feeling it, then I feel that I stitch, I then put it down, I look on my phone to play, or I go look for stash, or I watch TV, and you know, but when I'm feeling it, I can stitch no problem. The chart for this one, let me show you that as well. It's in the project bag here. There's the chart. It may be better if I take this one out the plastic. This is by Kathy Barrick. It is a really enjoyable stitch. That's it there, bird study. And this is done on, it's charted in, I've taken the DMC. So I've stitched it in DMC, and my fabric, I think, is Bee's Knees by Seraphim. The called for fabric, let me see, is Autumn Gold from Lakeside Linen, but I took the Bee's Knees by Seraphim. It's not a large chart, it's 80 by 124. So yeah, that was most enjoyable. So fingers crossed, maybe I might have a finish by the next time you see me. I apologise for the crinkle, but I need to try and keep it in some sort of order. After I film, it's like a disaster here, so yeah. And I'll just quickly show you the threads so you can get an idea of the colours. Yeah. These are not up to Nicole's standard, trust me. She would not be impressed by this. I don't know what I've got going on here, but it's not very tidy. So let me see. And that's the colours for all of them. So yeah. But it's a good stitch, highly enjoyable. If you've got it in your stash, you should certainly stitch it up. So what else did I do? Because I'm a little bit distracted at times, I thought I'll start something new, which I will show you in a second because it's a finish. But then I did something else. I started another WIP, and if you watch, or sorry, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen this. But I started, I don't know if you can see this, with Thy Needle and Thread Easter Peeps. And it's this little chicken. You see this? It's a chicken holding a bunny on a stick. How adorable is that? With two big, massive tulips. You've probably all seen this. It's by Brenda Gervais. I'm stitching it with the... Actually, I think it's the called for. It's the called for threads, which are all DMC, with one exception, which I switched out the yellow of the chick for a overdyed. And the overdyed I did finally choose was this one here. It's a Weeks Dye Works. Okay, so it's a Weeks Dye Works, and it's called Sally's Sunshine. I have another one in my stash, but I was going to use Banana Pudding, but I didn't. I ended up using the brighter one. So this is all in the DMCs. There's quite a lot of DMCs for considering it's such a small chart. Let me tell you, I think it's like 90 by 60. It's not large at all. Please hold while I try and get you the correct size of the design. I'm sure it's about 90 by 60. It's not there. Yes. Let me see. Yeah, 95 by 89 stitches. So it's not particularly big, but there is quite a few colours in it. And here is what I have done. I'll just remove that needle. And here we go. Now it's showing up, well, no, it's actually showing up pretty accurate. As you can see, I said I changed, I swapped out to use an overdye for the chicken. And I've made pretty good progress, I would say. I started him a couple of days ago. What's today? Saturday. I think maybe Wednesday I started him. And I love yellow. So stitching the yellow didn't bother me. Although at one point I thought, I've had enough of yellow. Let me move over here and do the stem of the flower. But yeah, the yellow's not really, I'm fine with it. Some people might find it too much, but I don't. I love it. I love the big fat chicken. It's very enjoyable for me. And there is a little needle minder that I've got. And if you can read that, it says Stitching Assistant. Of course, it's an homage to Alba, who is now currently being a very efficient assistant by sleeping. But yeah, so there's my Easter Peeps. It's really good. And yeah, I've really enjoyed stitching on that one. And I hope that this will also be finished by the next time you see me. So yeah, so that was 3 works in progress. And then I started something new, which was also a finish. And here it is here. This is by Hands On Design. And this is called A Safe Harbour. Now, I stitched this up in a matter of days. This is very small. It's like 68 by 68. It's very small. And what it says is, follow the stars and find your safe harbour. And this is by Hands-On Design. It's stitched using the called for DMC. So it's all DMC. And I stitched this on, it's an even weave. And it was one that I picked up on Etsy by a company called Crafty Bits Dye Works, which I think is based in Sweden, and this one is called Butterscotch. It's washed out just a little bit on camera. I'm trying to see what would be more like it. Maybe kind of like that. Maybe if you can see the difference. But this is a great stitch. It was really enjoyable to do. I couldn't put it down, and there was one evening where I genuinely could not sleep, and I got up and I thought I'll put in a few stitches, and I stitched for like an hour, and it made all the difference to me. But this was a great stitch. So that for me is really good, because I worked on 3 of my projects, including a new start. I then also had a new start which resulted in a finish. So I feel it's been a really productive 2 weeks in terms of my stitching. I didn't have any time off work. I didn't have any holidays or short days or anything like that. It's been just a normal kind of working time. So I feel as if I've achieved quite a lot, and it made me feel better, because when I come to make videos, if I don't have anything to show you, then I feel, oh, what's the point? There's not really any point in showing you. But yeah, I feel this week, or these last 2 weeks, have been really worthwhile. So yeah, that's a finish. Now, I do not know when I will FFO it, if I will ever fully finish it, but it was a great stitch and I really enjoyed it. So I did say that I do actually have some fully finished objects, and this for me is a first. It's the first time that I've ever used a finishing service. It's also a new finishing service, which I will tell you about just now, what I know about it. But let me first of all show you the finishes. That's more important. So you may remember that this year I had planned to do a stocking a month from Blackbird Design, and I was going to do one stocking for the whole year, one stocking every month for the whole year, and then I would have at the end of the year a full set of 12. And then after that I can decide what I want to do, if I want to continue and do the second one and then the third one for the following year. But I'd already completed January and February. I finished February's quite early in the month. And I now have a completely fully finished object. Here is January. And there is the back of it. Okay, so this is the Old Lang Syne, which I stitched. The thread I think is Americana from Weeks, and it's on a 30 count Portobello, I think, from Access Commodities. So yeah. And I also have February, and this is February here, and this is the one which is violets, and this is just stitched with threads from my stash. Again, it's 30 count. I don't think it's the same fabric. It was different fabric. But it was 30 count, and then she got beautiful fabric on the back. So let me tell you about it. You may remember that last week in my video I mentioned a stitcher called Lynn, the Lancashire stitcher based here in the UK. Oh, hold please. And Lynn had mentioned in one of her videos that she was going to start a finishing service. What she set up was a Facebook group which you can join. I will link the Facebook group below. I've already told or asked Lynn if this was okay, so she knew. So I'll link the group below. And I happened to say to her, are you taking commissions just now? I have a couple of stockings I would like you to finish. And she was like, yep, let's give it a go. I then sent her my stitched pieces. She then sent me an email with fabric choices for the back. So there was like 3 choices for each of them. I chose the ones that I liked. And then lo and behold, basically 1 week later, I had 2 darling stockings back in the post to me. Service was impeccable. The finishing is delightful. And she's actually made them as real stockings. So I don't know if that's what would normally happen, but they are proper stockings. But that's, for me, they're just going to sit on a wooden tree that I've got. But yeah, she didn't. If I wanted, I could put something in them. And then you can see the small bead hanger for both of them. But she did an absolutely fabulous job. I didn't have nightmares about finishing, but I just couldn't imagine how I was going to get these finished. But delightful. So now I have 2 fully finished stockings for my yearly, I suppose, stitch along, which I'm super happy about. So yes, thank you, Lynn, if you watch. I will link both Lynn's channel and the Facebook group below. I should tell you she's not taking any commissions at the moment, because I have a few other things I think I would like to send to her. But she's not taking any more commissions at the moment because she's trying to establish her business properly with some help from various organisations. So she will let us know when she's taking commissions. But yeah, very pleased with that. They are absolutely delightful. Tiny, delightful stockings. So yeah. So what else have I got here? I also received some happy mail. So you can see I've had a very good couple of weeks, but I received some lovely happy mail. So Kay, I've already thanked you. Let me thank you again here. Thank you so much. It was really appreciated. You may remember a couple of videos ago, I had bought the Sue Hillis chart, and it was about women who behave, well-behaved women really make history. So Kay contacted me and she said, well, I've just finished the Shiver Me Timbers. Would you like it? And I was like, thank you. And she sent it to me. So now I have the second Sue Hillis in this kind of range. I love it. I do know a couple of people have stitched this, and it looks fabulous. So that's definitely that's definitely one that's kind of on the radar for me, maybe in the winter months. But yeah, super happy with that. So she sent me that. But because stitchers are so generous and kind and thoughtful, she didn't just send me the chart. She also sent me some flosses. And for me, these are my first colour and cotton flosses. I don't have any colour and cotton. I'm not even sure I'm able to get them here in the UK. But I now have some colour and cotton flosses. And here you go. I will show you them. There you go. Fabulous colours. We have, the first one here is called Spectre. And there's a kind of, I don't know if it's better without actually. It kind of gets washed out if you don't have something behind it. It's a kind of pale silver grey. And then I have Frosted Spruce, which is actually a great green. It's a fabulous green. Yep. And I have Pumpkin Vine, which is another great green. So yeah. But, as I say, stitchers are so thoughtful and kind and generous. That wasn't all. She also sent me some 2021 charms. So, Kay, I promise I will do some FFOing so that I can use the charms on my pillows. So, yeah, that was really, really, really welcomed when I got it. So, thank you again, Kay. It's very kind of you. So, yeah, I got some happy mail. Let me now move on and talk about time for stash. And as I said to someone, I think twice in the last 2 weeks, my stash is going to need a postcode of its own. As you know, I'm living with my parents. I do actually have my own house, but I rent it out. I don't even know how I'm doing it, but I have boxes of stash everywhere. That was really what I brought over when I moved back from the Netherlands, was all my stitching stuff. I did bring some clothes and a few other things, but in general that was what my focus was on. So yeah, in the last 2 weeks I have some stash. So let me show you. The first thing I bought, actually it's not too bad. I'm surprised. I've obviously forgotten something somewhere that I've got to show you. The first one, and somebody asked me about samplers and I can't remember who it was, so I apologise for not being kind of on form, but here you go. This is the Scarlet House and this is the Black Dog sampler. Now somebody was telling me they were planning to do a dog wall, of all things doggy, fabulous. And I had said to them, oh, I've got the Black Dog sampler, and here it is. It's a really sweet sampler from the Scarlet House. So yeah, that came in, and I think that came in the day after, or a couple of days after my last video. And I'm a bit of I kind of like Pineberry Lane. I really do like Pineberry Lane. I've got quite a few of those charts. So I also have a Pineberry Lane here. And again, this one has only come in the last couple of days, I think. And here is a Pineberry Lane. You can see that clear enough. Winifred, is it Clark? 1892. But look, is that not super cute? And somebody on Instagram today, when I was scrolling, someone had this up in their wall, and I thought, oh yeah, I need to start that soon. So yeah, I also bought that chart. And I also bought some fabric. So the first piece of fabric, I got both of these from Peakside Needleworks here in the UK. The first piece of fabric is a new dyer. I've actually never heard of them. Fabric, it looks good. I have no idea how it will stitch up, but it's by Mountain Air, and this colour is Egyptian Sand. So it's highly mottled. I knew that. The picture was pretty clear on the website. Highly mottled, but it looks great. And I'm always in search of a good neutral. I have quite a lot of coloured fabric already. Over the years I've built up quite a stash from Chromatic Alchemy and Crafty Kitten. So coloured, I'm less likely to buy now. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm certainly not saying that. But, oh sorry, I'll leave that out so I can do a comparison. But I'm always in the search for a good neutral. So I like that one. There's another one I think is Halloween. In the title of the fabric is Halloween. I'm probably going to buy that one as well. And this one is a Fox and Rabbit, and this is called Up in the Attic. So yeah, not so much mottling in that one. And here are the two side by side, because I like to show you what you get to make a comparison. And here you go. So they're two very different fabrics. I like this because it is so mottled, and I like this because actually I think that might do really well for the Pineberry Lane one. Maybe. So yeah, they were my two fabric pieces. So they're not huge pieces, but I wanted to try. We still seem to struggle to get fabric. Often when I go and look, things are they're just sold out, or it's only the tiny pieces. And sometimes I'll buy the small pieces so that I can see what the fabric's like, but often I don't really want a tiny piece. I'm looking for a bigger piece. So yeah, that's my two fabric purchases in the last 2 weeks. Now there is one more purchase which I am delighted to share with you. About maybe, I'm just going to take a drink of water. About maybe 18 months ago, I was on eBay, and I don't know if you're aware of the book that was released about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago by Long Dog Sampler. Julia Line. She released a book and I tried to get it on eBay, but the price was, yeah, it went crazy. It started off quite normal and then it just seemed to jump and jump and jump, and it was well over £100. So I wasn't prepared to pay that. But I kept the save search. I have a few save search on eBay. I have a new one added for Dawn. So hi Dawn, Frosty X Stitch. Your save search is there. I will track down the chart you're looking for. So anyway, I had been looking for it, and I've had a little bit of success the last 6 months or so on eBay. I managed to get Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia for a very good, reasonable price. But these books very rarely come up. And which book are you talking about, Amanda? It's this book here. I got it. Now, I should tell you that it came from Germany. It was a German seller. It was a bookshop. So it wasn't a private person or cross-stitch person. It was very much a bookshop selling books. They had it on a buy now, so it wasn't even a bid, it was a buy now. It included postage and packaging, and I got it for a steal. I'm embarrassed to say that because I know people have spent so much money chasing these books, but I was just the right person at the right time. That's all it is. There was nothing special about this. I happened to get the notification on my phone, and at that point I just happened to look. So I don't know where I was, but I just happened to look. I saw it was a buy now, and I thought, uh-oh. And I didn't even hesitate, I just bought it. Then I decided to maybe look at the listing a bit closer, because you all know that it's a book, but it's got the charts in it as well. So I thought, oh, maybe I've just bought the book and there's no charts. That's not really what I want. But I was too late. So anyway, that's not what's happened. I don't want you thinking, oh, she bought a book and there's no charts. There are charts. But as I read the listing, it became apparent that the book, the condition was, normally it says it's excellent or very good or good. This one was acceptable. Now, I've bought a few books in my time, so I knew acceptable was not great. It wasn't falling to bits, but I knew it wasn't going to be spot on, maybe what I'm used to. The book does have signs of wear and tear, okay? I'm not going to tell you any different. It does have signs of wear and tear, but it is the book. It is there. I don't know if I'm able to do this to show you, but everything is there. The full book is there. All the pictures are there. Everything is there. Okay. So in the front of the book, you have this pocket. So this was the bit that I was a bit concerned about, because I thought maybe I go and I don't get all the charts, and it wasn't a cross-stitcher that was selling it. It was a bookshop. Maybe they didn't realise it should have 10 charts in it. Maybe the charts will be in a mess. Even saying all that, I didn't pay that much. So it was still within a good price range. Now, I can't show you the charts, but I can tell you they're all there and they're all in pristine condition. None of the charts are damaged. When it arrived, I squealed. My mum was like, "What is wrong with you?" I squealed. The charts, it doesn't even look like they've been opened. So I'll show you the other side. I won't show you the exciting side. Clearly this person had bought this as a coffee table. Maybe they weren't a stitcher. Maybe they were a stitcher, I don't know. And it sat on maybe a coffee table, and that's why the book is in such not great condition. But it doesn't look like the charts have been out of the envelope. And that for me made it such a great find. I can't believe it. They're so rare and coming up, but I now have it. Before anybody asks or anything strange, I'll not be selling. I do plan to stitch from it. It's now time for me to do some of the bigger projects that I've got. But yeah, I got it. And I think I got it for a really good price. So I'm super pleased with that. I still have some saved searches in eBay, and I will continue to try and track down what I'm looking for. But if anybody else is looking for the book, for me that's the best way. I didn't actually think I would ever get it. They are so rare and coming up. I don't know how many were published or printed, but I just know it's like once every, I don't know, year that I see it pop up. But this was, for me, a really good find. So yeah, so when I say I've had a good 2 weeks, I've had a damn good 2 weeks. And I say that wishing that all of you have had a really good 2 weeks as well. So I think that is all I have to share with you today. I did think my video would be longer, but it doesn't look too long. What I would want to say is I would like to thank everyone for commenting, subscribing. I would like to thank people for the shout outs they give me on other channels. It's really good. My subscriber number's just creeping up. Yeah, I would like to do that. I thank very much. It's really nice that people even want to spend time with a crazy Scottish woman rambling on about cross stitch, but it's nice. I am probably in my next video going to talk about Mania. I have a few ideas for my Mania this year. I have never done Mania. I will be doing Amanda's version of Mania. I don't really have a great need to start 21 or 31 projects, but I would like to start some projects. So I have in the background been trying to gather up fabric and threads for projects that I think I want to start. So in my next video, I'll talk about that, because maybe people want to stitch along in the same way that I'm going to do. I'll probably do some hashtags, particularly about my Mania, but I'll talk about that in the next video. And I also wanted to mention that for the little Blackbird Design Stockings, so the little stockings that I showed you, which Lynn Lovely finished, there is a hashtag for this as well, and I'll put it in the description box below if you want to join. Shelley is also doing it. So yeah, we're going to stitch one stocking every month for the full year. And I think I've already picked out the stocking that I want to do for March, so hopefully I'll have that done for the next video. And I think that's it. I think that's all I've got. I've talked more than I normally talk. Again, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is taking care of each other emotionally, physically, just looking out for one another. And I want you to stay safe and happy stitching, and I'll speak to you in 2 weeks' time. So take care. Bye-bye.